Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the channel. Thank you for joining me today. I am so excited to be here with Christa Marie. She is an RN of 21 years, 2 times near-death experiencer, which we're going to learn about today. She is an energy healer, speaks healing light of the divine language. She's a psychic medium and does spirit art. And today she is going to share with us about her near-death experiences and what she's brought back and what she does in the world as a healer. So thank you for joining me, Christa Marie. Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me. It's really a blessing to meet you.
It's a blessing to meet you as well. So would you like to start by sharing your near-death experience? Oh, also, I forgot to mention, Christa's links will be in the description, so be sure to check those out if you'd like to get in touch with her. So would you like to start by sharing your 2 near-death experiences with us?
Yes, thank you. So my spiritual journey really began at a very young age. When I was probably in 5th or 6th grade, I woke up in the middle of the night and Mother Mary appeared to me. And I sat up in my bed and I just sat there. Like all I felt was love and peace. There weren't any words exchanged. So what I know now is that she was communicating with my higher self. So I just laid back down, and as soon as I laid down, I started traveling. I just flew out the window that was next to my bed, and I was going all over the world. And then I started receiving messages in my sleep, and I had this knowing of events that were going to occur in the future, and even in the far distant future, in the really way out there distance, as well as like in the near future. And then, I would share some of that information, like when I would know, I had this knowing that someone was going to be put in harm's way. And, but I kept everything else a secret. I had this worry, like, oh my gosh, people are going to think there's something wrong with me, or that I'm crazy, or whatever belief, and it just didn't feel like it was the right time to share like everything. So I just kind of kept it all inside, but just kind of lived day by day. But I trusted everything that I was being shown and everything that I was seeing and hearing. And I decided that I wanted to become a nurse. And my daughter, she was in 2nd grade, and it was 8 weeks into nursing school. And we were getting ready to test out of doing a bunch of different things for labs, so that when we came back from break, we could just start clinicals right away. And it was kind of a surprise that we were doing this. So I asked the instructor, I said, I have to get my daughter. She's like 30 minutes away, and then the drive back, what happens if I am running late? And she goes, well, I guess you just don't start clinicals. And I just went into this panic, like, oh my gosh, I'm just going to drive as fast as I can to get there. I'll get my daughter, I'll get back, I can test out, everything's going to be fine. So I'm in my car driving 99 miles an hour. I was in a complete state of anxiety. And I looked at the speedometer and I saw 99, and I'm like, oh my goodness, I need to slow down. Well, right then I hit a pothole, and my car went into oncoming traffic, and I collided with a Mack truck who was probably going about 50 some miles an hour. But right before the impact, everything turned into slow motion. And I actually had time to think, okay, if I can get to the ditch in time, I'm going to be okay. Like there won't be any accident. I can still go get my daughter. Because really, I just wanted to be a nurse, it was just in my heart. And then as everything is going into slow motion, I see the Mack truck coming, And I just heard this beautiful, gentle voice say, "You're going to be okay." And then peace came over me. And it was as if I was falling asleep. And I then woke up on the correct side of the road. And a paramedic, he was like a couple blocks away. He had heard the accident. They rushed me to the hospital. I mean, I didn't know anything. I didn't know where I lived. I knew I had a daughter and I was going to be a nurse. Those were the only two things that I remembered. And I actually didn't have any bruises or scratches or anything on my body. No visible injuries, but I did have a concussion to where I lost my long-term memory and my short-term memory. And this is where it gets interesting. I went back to nursing school without any memory. I was tested. I could not remember anything for more than a second. And then if they showed me something like visual, I could remember it for 3 seconds. But then it was just everything was just gone. So it was really incredible. But I kept going to school because I wanted to be a nurse. And I just knew two things. I had a daughter and I was going to be a nurse. And not having a memory really just opened the floodgates to the super consciousness, because I was given everything I needed to pass my classes. I started having dreams about the tests. I was able to see into people's bodies. I knew what was wrong with them. I just had like the knowing was even more amplified. And it was really, really amazing. And then at one point, I was gifted this book that I could flip through the pages with. It was like in the quantum field, like I was just in that space because I was completely, no part of me was living in my head. I was completely free of any worry, any doubt, any judgment. I was completely living from my heart every single moment. And during that time when I had heard that voice, everything's going to be okay. It was such a beautiful, gentle voice. It was like I was taken into this holding room, and all I felt was so much love and peace. And the color was pink. You know, a lot of people, when we have NDEs, we see white, but for this NDE, for me, it was pink, and it was so loving. And it was like I was just being cocooned and embraced in this love from the heavens above. And so I make it through nursing school. I pass all of my classes. And I get through the clinicals, I pass my boards. It's all really a miracle to be able to just function without a memory of any sort. And my daughter, I mean, she was just so brilliant. Being in second grade, you know, she stepped into action right away and started showing me pictures and, you know, trying to help me recall things. And I didn't remember any of it. I knew that she was my daughter, but to have any memories of, you know, our experiences, they were just gone. And one day my mom took me to a healing mass, and I was raised Catholic, and she took me to a healing service. And it was amazing. This priest started praying for people that had brain injuries, any trauma to the head, or any illnesses. And I started feeling this beautiful energy swirling inside my brain. And then my face started tingling. And I just thought, oh my gosh, what is happening? I didn't even know, because, I was forgetting what was happening like seconds later, basically. And 3 days later, my mom said something. And I asked her, I said, did you just say this? And she said, yeah. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I have my memory, my short-term memory is back, but still not my long-term. But that was okay. And so just kind of fast forwarding ahead, I had suffered a really severe hip injury, and I had a message. I received a download that someone invented something that would heal the hip injury without surgery. So I trusted that, and I found a woman that had these devices that repaired my hips in 4 days. And on the third day, my long-term memory came back. It was absolutely incredible. And it was as if, like, if you could imagine a movie screen and just all these things were just dropping in like that, that's what it was like, getting my memories back. And it was really beautiful, but also overwhelming at the same time, because you not only remember all the really good things, but you also, the memories of trauma and just, all of that stuff comes back as well. And that is when my healing journey really began, because I thought, oh my gosh, losing my memory, that was such a gift, to just be free of all of any judgment, I didn't have any anger. I just was living in a complete state of unconditional love. No worry, nothing. It was all gone. So it was really a beautiful gift. And I thought, okay, I have that as a reference. I want to get back to that place. So that just involves like really going inward and doing the emotional work. And so I did the work. I just started working on myself to just heal, because I wanted to be free of all of this stuff again. So I could be back to that place of living, from my heart and with unconditional love towards anybody and everything. And so I ended up having a neck injury, and that took me to Arizona. I was in Tucson for a year, and I knew that my time was up there. And I heard move to Scottsdale. So I did. And I'm in this gigantic area. I'm from Iowa. It's a smaller town in Iowa. Now I'm in Scottsdale, Phoenix area. It's enormous. And that's where I had my second NDE. In March of 2020, I was exposed to the virus and also mold at the same time. And that was just really a lot for my system. So, wow. I knew I was dying, and my pulse, it was getting very thready, and I couldn't breathe, and I could tell that my blood pressure was dropping quickly. And, I didn't have any fear at all. I just was very aware of what was happening. And I called out to my divine team of medical angels. And everything was happening quickly. So I think what I got out was team of angels, but my intent was my divine team of medical angels. And all of a sudden, my soul rose above my body, and the room was very bright white. And there was a team of angels, and they opened, it was like they just unzipped it. They unzipped my soul, they opened me up, and they were pulling things out, putting things in, and they were working very, very quickly, like as if you would see like on TV in the emergency room. Everybody's working fast, and there's a team trying to save this person. And And then after they're pulling everything out, fixing everything, then I am standing face to face with God. And that was just incredible. And there was a gate, there was a golden gate, and one side was open. And that showed me that I could go if I wanted to go. But my daughter was getting married, and I mean, it's amazing how aware you are of everything when you're there. Like when you're not here on earth, you're still aware of it all. And I thought, oh gosh, I want to go to her wedding. And God said to me, he said, it's a mess down there. And I was like, oh my gosh, I know. I don't think I can leave yet. I just knew that I had more work to do. And I just feel like that was God's way of saying, Christa, you can go, but, you can also go there and help a lot of people. Well, my heart is helping anyone I can. And so I looked down at my body laying on the bed, and I just thought, I have to go back. I just have to. And I just had this sense that coming back, God was going to gift me with whatever I needed to basically fulfill my soul mission. Because it seemed like it went from having a soul purpose to a mission. Like, okay, now I have this assignment from God. I'm coming back to earth, and I am to help people heal, to get to that place of being free of the worry, the fear, the doubt, the anger, all the traumas, so that they can experience exactly what I experienced when I lost my memory. Just to live in that space. And when you live in that space, the floodgates open, because all of these gifts are readily available for all of us. And so I came back. I floated through back to my body. I was just floating through. It's like if you could just imagine the sky, and you're just kind of floating through the sky with a bunch of stars. It was very peaceful. It was like this place of nothingness. But it was beautiful. And then I woke up, and I knew that I had been healed of the virus, but I still had to heal from the mold. And that was really, really challenging. So I just thought, okay, I will get through this, but there's more work to do. I wanted to just dig so deep so that I could find out whatever it was within me that created that. There was some emotion, some trauma that I had to heal, and that would help me heal from the mold. And I did. I dug really, really deep. And there were some things that were really, really traumatic, that had been buried so deeply that they were revealed to me in a dream. And I feel that it came to me in a dream because it just would have been I think it would have been too traumatic for me to recall it in the awakened state like I am right now. So it came to me in the dream, and then I even processed it. I even healed myself from that trauma in my sleep. It was like I was given the tools in my sleep to heal from that trauma. And I just started healing from the mold, and just, I wasn't able to take supplements, like normally you can take a certain thing, a supplement, to pull it out of your body. And I couldn't. Anything that I was taking was putting me in the hospital. I mean, I was in the hospital. I didn't go to the hospital when I was really, really sick. But I ended up in the hospital from all the supplements that I was trying. And I thought, oh my gosh, there's another way. I'm going to figure this out, the best way to get this out of my body. And it was through just emotional work and energy healing. So it was just really incredible. And a couple months after my NDE, I was praying. I was just praying. And then all of a sudden I started speaking another language. It just flowed through me. And I thought, oh my gosh, what is this? What is this language that I'm speaking? And I heard it's the light of the divine. And then I heard you're in Earth School. And I thought, oh my goodness, it's all making sense now. It's all making sense. This is Earth School. Oh my gosh. You know, we have all these trials and tribulations, and then we learn, and then we heal, and we grow. I mean, that's the process here. And I was told, I couldn't stop speaking this language. It was just a constant thing. And I was just being divinely guided and shown how to heal people using this language. And as well as other energies were coming in, doing healings for people, whether it was emotional or physical. It's just been really incredible. And, who knew that, like, some of the most traumatic experiences that we have really end up being the greatest gift that you receive from these experiences. It's really incredible.
Wow, thank you so much for sharing your story. There's so much there that we could talk about. Do you mind if I ask you a couple of questions?
Oh, please do.
Okay.